welcome to another version of the Out of the Norm show. Glad you're with us today. In fact, we're going to show you a place that I'm sure that you've never seen before. It's a beautiful place called Beckham Creek Cave Haven. Kind of a long name, but you're going to see why, because it's a big place. Beautiful cave home right here in north central Arkansas. So please don't go away. There's a lot of good stuff ahead and some surprises. I think you're going to enjoy this version of the Out of the Norm show. Now, I promised you a treat today, and we're actually going to have one. We're going to be looking at the Beckham Creek Cave Haven. That's kind of a hard thing to say, Jason.
Say it 20 times fast.
20 times real... Oh, I can't say it 3 times real fast. This is a new friend, Jason Eddington, who is an expert on this beautiful cave home. He's going to tell us all about it today and how it's put together, where it came from. And I guess first I'll say welcome to the show. I'm glad
thank you for having me.
Glad you have the opportunity to be here with us. This is such an unusual thing. I don't know where to start when it comes to history or how it was put together. So let's just start with the history.
As far as I know, the history actually, we could tell from the early 1800s the cave was explored by the Indians. We have evidence that in 1824 a homemade lantern was found about a quarter of a mile into the cave. And then we also know that the James gang was rumored to hang out here, or at least hide away from the law.
No, we're not talking about Joe Walsh and the James gang. We're talking about Jesse and his brother.
Jesse, yes. And then in the 20s, we know that during the Prohibition, that it was used as a place to basically bootleg.
Okay.
There was a picture actually taken in 1942 with the steel in front of the formations here. And then we know that John Hay, the founder of a large tea company, saw the movie the day after and believed that we were on the verge of a Holocaust and decided to excavate the cave. And he put in the concrete work, spent millions of dollars putting in the concrete work and the plywood floors, and then he just quit. And then in 1987, I believe, he sold the cave to a gentleman who opened it up as a nightclub. And we know during that time that the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band played on the opening night. And we know that 250 Hollywood guests appeared, and we know that Elizabeth Taylor, Michael Jackson, Diana Ross, Tom Selleck all appeared. Arnold Schwarzenegger even showed up at the opening night, and then we know that shortly thereafter they shut down the actual nightclub, then sold it to someone who opened it up as a resort, and then they shut it down and sold it back to John Hay. And then he sold it to one other individual who kept the home as a vacation home and as a lodge. And it was during that time that the current owner purchased the home and remodeled the home and used the same, or used it for the same. They kept it as a vacation home and as a lodge. And we know that it's one of the top 10 most unique lodges in the world.
In the world?
In the world.
Well, it sounds like it had a phenomenal history with some of the events that have gone on here. Now, a cave house is a whole lot different from building a brick house, though, isn't it?
It sure is.
What's the biggest problem you have with a cave house?
You have moisture problems. Keep in mind that this is a living, breathing cave, which means formations form all the time, and those have to be taken care of. You do have to coat the cave occasionally to seal it, to keep the formations down to a level. You could actually kill the cave, and that would stop all the formations, but the actual founder believed that this needs to be God's cave, and they wanted to preserve that feeling that the cave continues to grow and change over time, and so present owners have done that as well.
So there's not really a need to hang pictures anywhere in the whole house because the walls are the pictures, right?
That's correct. You have God's wonderful artwork, and basically it changes from over the years, and you'll have new formations that appear, and so you don't need to hang artwork because it's always going to be changing.
It's living art.
It's very much living art.
Now, how big is the house?
We have two estimates, somewhere between 5,500 square feet to 5,800 square feet.
And how many bedrooms and baths?
We have 5 bedrooms, 5 baths. We have a large living area, which we're sitting in right now. It's approximately 2,800 square feet. We have a gourmet island kitchen, and then we have, each room has its own bathroom, which I find very unique. You don't find that in modern homes today. Normally you find a hallway bath or something like that, but each one of these suites has its own very own bath.
Now I want to go back to the kitchen because that's one of my favorite rooms in the house.
That's mine too.
I judge the nature of the house by how good the kitchen is, and this one is a beautiful kitchen.
It is.
Some of the original pictures that I saw, or at least were on the website, were red, and they were kind of dated in the 80s. But it's a little different now, isn't it?
We, in order to put the home on the market, we would advise the owner to modify it and bring it up to today's standards. And so what they've done is put brand new ceramic tile throughout the flooring, throughout the entire house, and then they put granite countertops, and then changed all the appliances to stainless steel. You're going to have all the things you expect in a modern home today and more.
Now the air conditioning, it is air conditioned.
It is. It's heated and cooled.
So it's not typical of a cave where there's always a constant temperature then.
That's correct. Now, typically you can come in here and it will be around 65 to 68 degrees. But the present owner decided that it was probably necessary to go ahead and change that, since Arkansas is unique and we have all 4 seasons. And so the present owner put in a brand new air conditioning system, 2 dehumidifiers to keep the moisture down to a level. And basically you could keep it at whatever temperature you want.
But now it's open to the public, but not everyday use, though. It's a special use.
It's actually on a schedule for vacationing. A lot of folks that have visited the cave before have booked years in advance, and that actual schedule is shown on the website. But it's basically, if you book it, you can come. If you don't, then you won't be able to get in here.
Right. Oh, okay. So, but if someone wanted to book the cave, how would they do that?
You would just need to go to ozarkcaves.com, and you will find a booking or reservation number or email address, and you just email the manager here on site, and they would basically set up the reservations for you and give you the directions.
So with 5 bedrooms, you can probably house how many people?
I've been told there's been a total of 40 people that stay here.
Wow.
And there's no a limited number that you had to have, or a limited number you had to have stay in the cave. However, it's for large parties, small parties. We've had weddings here. Just about anything you can think of.
Now, going through the bedrooms, each one is unique in its own way, isn't it?
That's correct. Each one is designed to have the cave as part of its backdrop. For those who are claustrophobic, well, there is a room that is set off to the side off the kitchen that has no cave walls. And that's the only room that has no cave walls. But the bathrooms each have a cave feature, and we have 3 bidets in 3 of the rooms. We even have a master suite, or what I call the master suite, which is exclusively upstairs, all to itself with a sitting area, and it's just luxurious.
So another big question probably is, I mean, this was a long way off the main road.
Long way.
We were what, 7-10 miles off the main road?
I would say at least 7 miles, possibly 10.
Right, and it's down I was serious about a 1-lane road. There's a 1-lane road to get down here.
You said it right.
And I thought, uh-oh, this pig trail, where's it going to go? And it ended up in this wonderful, beautiful place. Now, there's a lot more to it than just the house, though. The grounds themselves have a lot of other amenities, don't they?
Correct. For those who have helicopters, there is a helicopter pad just located off of the large pond that's fully stocked with catfish, bass, and I think some brim. And then there's also the little buffalo that flows through the property, and you can fish and do lots of things on that. And there's also the Beckham Creek that actually flows and meets up with the little Buffalo River.
Now, the cave, we talked about 5,000 square feet in the house, but the cave is a lot bigger than that, isn't it?
The cave actually is approximately, I've heard 2 stories, either 1.5 miles to 2.5 miles beyond the house. And there's actually a back entrance to the cave.
That's on the back side of the mountain?
That's on the back side of the mountain.
Facing a different valley?
That's exactly right.
Wow. Wow. Since the 1820s. Well, where does the water supply come from?
There's actually 3 wells on the property. The house and the garage, or what I call the garage, or the barn with stables. It has an apartment above the stables. It also has an office. Both of those are set up on one cistern, which is located in the back of the cave. And then there's a reservoir also located in the back of the cave, just out the back door, that supplies the water source for both this and the down the hill. Sorry, the barn.
Right. But so the water supply is pure because it's coming through the cave itself.
That's right. It's purified through the cave.
Purified water, and that's what we bathe in and drink. That's and right. Everything, and it's absolutely perfect.
It's a lot better than some municipality water, I think.
A lot better than bottled water. Hey, this is where you can bottle it.
That's a good idea.
The Beckham Creek bottled water. There we go.
That's right.
Everybody else is getting in on it. What about the sewage lines? How do you take care of that with 5 bathrooms?
There's a 2,000-gallon septic system. As a matter of fact, it was just pumped recently, but it basically operates the cave itself. All 5 bathrooms feed into that septic system located down the hill.
So that's when you say down the hill. How far down the hill? Because we're about, what, 200 feet above the main level down there?
I'd say at least 200 feet above the main level. And so they have it piped to a septic system just below the pond toward the entrance.
All right. So we've got a septic system, we've got a fresh water supply, you've got air conditioning and heating, you have satellite television here, you have a gourmet kitchen. Well, we're going to take a look around, and you're just going to love this house. So please don't go away. We'll be right back in just a second. As I said earlier, it's not just a place to stay, but there's all kinds of things to do right here on the grounds. How many acres are there, Jason?
I believe there's a total of 380 plus or minus acres.
And that's in the valley along... Whoa. That's in the valley along with the hill, right?
That's correct. It's part of the mountainside and the valley itself. Basically, you're totally secluded in the mountain.
Now that includes trails. Tell me about the walking trails and things of that sort.
We have tons of walking trails, ATV trails, horseback riding trails. This whole mountainside can be explored through either horseback, foot, or even ATV.
Wow.
Oh, and I've had some people that bike up here.
Oh, motorcycles.
Yes, motorcycles.
Oh.
Yes. Or
I was going to say, a mountain bike, that'd be pretty rough coming in there.
Yeah, that would be a little tough.
Yeah, that's really steep, which you'll see in a little while. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to show us around a little bit, and I'm going to get out and we're going to take a look at each one of the rooms and look at the grounds, and you'll see one of the most beautiful sunrises in the morning.
Oh, yes.
Right over the way. And I understand there's even a bear that lives around here close by.
There is a couple bears that live around here. I've tried to get some photographs of them. They're a little difficult to get, but off the view here you can see there's the mountainside straight ahead. There has been rare sightings on top of that cliff there. Bears
and deer and just every other kind of indigenous wildlife.
Wildflower you can think of.
I bet it's beautiful in the fall too, isn't it?
The fall's the best time to come.
Is it?
Yes.
Because it's not so humid, and also the colors are amazing.
The colors are amazing. You have the rivers. The water tends to fill up during our rainy season. Between the fall and spring are my favorite times to visit.
All right. Don't forget, you can go to ozarkcave.com and see some photos of the inside of the cave house, but you're going to see all that right here. So, again, I appreciate you taking the time to show us around, and we're going to go take a tour and look around.
Well, thank you for visiting.
Thanks.